He walks into the room with her, and people stare. Not because she's beautiful, though she is, but because she's older, and somehow that bothers them more than it bothers him. Society whispers, family questions, friends make jokes, but he doesn't flinch, because what he found in her is something he could never find in someone his own age. This isn't about a fetish. This isn't about mommy issues. This is about psychology that runs deeper than most people are willing to admit. Men who are genuinely drawn to older women aren't chasing a stereotype. They're chasing something they've been missing their entire lives, emotional maturity that matches their own. Because here's the truth no one talks about. Not all men mature at the same emotional pace as their peers. Some men hit emotional depth early. They think differently, feel differently, and when they try to connect with women their own age, they feel the gap. She doesn't play games. That's the first thing he notices. There's no testing, no manufactured drama, no cryptic texts that require decoding. When she's interested, she says it. When something bothers her, she addresses it. When she wants him, she doesn't make him guess. And for a man who's spent years navigating the emotional minefield of immature communication, this clarity feels like finally being able to breathe. But it's more than that. She knows who she is. And that self-assuredness is magnetic in a way that youth can never replicate. She's not performing femininity, she's embodying it. She's lived through enough relationships to know what she wants and what she won't tolerate. She's made her mistakes and learned from them. She doesn't need him to complete her. She chooses him because she wants to, not because she's afraid of being alone. And that choice, it changes everything. Because when you're chosen by someone who's already whole, someone who's already survived heartbreak and disappointment and still decides you're worth the risk, that hits different. It validates him in a way that desperation never could. She doesn't need him, she wants him, and he feels that distinction in his bones. Then there's the intimacy. She's comfortable in her body in a way that younger women often aren't. She's not performing, she's not trying to look like someone from social media. She knows what she likes. She's confident enough to ask for it. And that confidence creates a safety where he can be vulnerable too, where he doesn't have to pretend, where he can explore without judgment, where intimacy becomes about connection, not just conquest. But here's what society gets wrong when they judge this dynamic. They assume he's taking advantage of her experience. They assume she's clinging to youth. They project their own discomfort onto a relationship they don't understand, because the truth makes them uncomfortable. Sometimes age gap relationships work precisely because they're not equal in the traditional sense. She brings wisdom, he brings energy. She brings stability, he brings possibility. And together they create something neither could alone. The psychology behind this attraction often traces back to his childhood, not in the way people mockingly suggest, but in a more nuanced way. Maybe he grew up watching his mother navigate the world with strength. Maybe he was raised by women who were capable, independent, and emotionally intelligent. Maybe he learned early that maturity is attractive, that competence is sexy, that a woman who knows herself is worth more than a woman who's still trying to figure it out. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe he's just tired. Tired of drama. Tired of insecurity disguised as personality. Tired of relationships that feel like parenting, tired of being the only one doing the emotional labor. And when he meets her, a woman who's already done the work on herself, he realizes he's been searching for partnership, not a project. Society will judge him. They'll call it strange, unconventional. They'll make assumptions about his motives and her desperation. But he stopped caring what people think the moment he realized how rare it is to find someone who actually sees him, who matches his energy, who challenges him without diminishing him, who loves him without trying to change him. And she knows something too. She knows that age is just a number, but emotional maturity is everything. She knows that connection transcends birth years. She knows that real love isn't about finding someone at the same life stage. It's about finding someone at the same emotional frequency. So when people ask him why, he doesn't explain anymore, because the people who need to ask will never understand the answer, and the people who understand don't need to ask. He's not dating her in spite of her age. He's drawn to her because of everything that age has given her: the confidence, the clarity, the depth, the self-knowledge, the refusal to settle, the ability to love without losing herself. And maybe that's the real psychology here. He's not looking for a mother. He's looking for a partner. He's not seeking someone to take care of him. He's seeking someone who doesn't need taking care of. He's not chasing youth. He's chasing substance. Because in a world obsessed with surface, he found someone with depth. And once you experience that kind of connection, everything else feels shallow. If this resonated with you, whether you've lived it or you're trying to understand it, drop a comment and share your perspective. And if you want more psychology that explores relationships beyond the surface, subscribe. We're building a space where real connection matters more than judgment.